Right then, here we go. Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Sport in association with Interbox proudly presents our chief supporting contest. 12 rounds of boxing for the vacant IBF Intercontinental Super Bantamweight Championship. Sponsored by 888 Poker in association with Lonsdale and North Fire. These are the challengers. Introducing to you firstly, he's fighting out of the red corner wearing the black trunks trimmed with silver, weighed in at 8 stone 9 pounds 7 ounces, bringing a 17 fight record, 16 wins, 8 inside the scheduled distance, 1 draw. He's undefeated from La Paz, Mexico, Raul, Hirales. And across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner wearing the red trunks, weighing in at 8 stone 9 pounds 8 ounces. He's undefeated, 13 contests, 13 wins, 9 inside the scheduled distance. Coming to the ring of the reigning Commonwealth and Celtic Super Bantamweight Champion. He is the fighting pride of Belfast, Northern Ireland, where he is known as Jackal Carl Frampton. So here we go then, 12 rounds of boxing for the vacant IBF Super Bantamweight Championship.
Commentary comes from Ian Dark and Jim Watts.
Okay lads, you both know the rules. Keep it clean, break straight away when told. Both watch your heads, good luck to you both, touch gloves. Good luck lads.
Big test this possibly for Carl Frampton, who's really looked the part so far in winning the Commonwealth Championship and defending it. This is for the IBF Intercontinental title, a kind of halfway house. It probably would earn him a top 10 ranking in the near future if he was to win it, Frampton. In the red trunks here, the black of Raul Hirales from La Paz in Mexico, unbeaten in 17 contests himself, and with a 5-year promotional deal in Mexico. So he's not arriving here, is he, Jim? There's just another opponent, another chopping block.
Not quite the opposite. I've seen a couple of clips of him. He's very aggressive. When he takes a shot, he can come through that and get his own punches off. And I think he has the style that will travel well, and I think he has the temperament that will travel well, and that's so important.
For Frampton, just a little sign, a first sign that he may be leaving the domestic scene behind him and leapfrogging forward. There are big fights to be had, mind you, if they can get him in with the winner of the Scott Quigg-Rendell-Munro fight coming up, but that hasn't shown a lot of signs of happening, which is why they're going this way.
Good head movement.
Can Frampton become a Northern Ireland hero to put alongside McGuigan, Rinty Monaghan going way back? He used to sing in the ring, Dave Boy McCauley, Johnny Corwell, Freddie Gilroy, and so on.
Well, I think he's going the right way about it. I mean, you can see him at the moment thinking what he's doing, trying to draw some leads, not committing himself, having a good look at Hirales. Yeah, nice little quick right hand there as Hirales marched forward. He's going to maybe spend the first couple of rounds just frustrating this young fellow. Then you start drawing mistakes. So it's a nice, calm, thoughtful opening round, but it's the right way to go about business.
The left hand there from Hirales, who's doing a reconnaissance mission, I fancy, of his own in here. You'll have heard about Frampton, and he's got ambitions of his own in this fight. I mean, the thing about this fellow Hirales is, although he's been in some close ones, sometimes been a little disappointing, he keeps on finding a way to win them.
Yeah, but there's been a couple of matches have been made for him that he wasn't expected to win. He wasn't brought along to win, but he has won. But Frampton timing the right hand nicely. Good.
Nice little countering left hand as well there.
See, Hirales sooner or later is going to have to raise the tempo. He's trying to do it already, a little bit late in the round for that. But Frampton, if he can nick a couple of rounds into the bank with these tactics, well to the good.
One round gone in this IBF Intercontinental title fight. There is the Hirales corner. It's only the second time he's fought outside Mexico. Quite an experienced amateur. He boxed in the World Juniors for Mexico. And in the Pan Am Championships, he lost to a man who's gone on to be a world star as a professional now, Yuriakis Gamboa of Cuba. So he knows his way around a little bit. In the black trunks, the Mexican, the red of Northern Ireland's big hope, Carl Frampton.
Yeah, you can see already he wants to raise the tempo. Hirales, little feints before he throws the punches. Found it difficult to pin Frampton down in the opener, so he knows he's going to have to come up with something a little bit better. He's trying to do that.
Good movement, just spears out the jab. Frampton. I'll have watched a lot of Hirales on tape and devised a plan to frustrate and negate him. Hirales was a bit disappointing last time, only winning a split decision against Denver's Sean Nicol. Nicol went into that having won only 5 out of 13, so he made hard work of that one.
Yeah, but I noticed there that 2 of the judges had it wide for him and the other one was completely the opposite direction, so I just wonder, maybe was it just a crazy judge? But we've seen him, we've watched him for a couple of rounds already. We're into the second, but we can see he knows his way around. A good right hand, that's working for Frampton, that right hand lead. I think Frampton must have felt that one in his elbow, took one back though.
Right hand got through from Hirales, first notable success really for the Mexican.
See, that's what I mean, that was a good punch from Frampton, and he knew it was solid because he tried to follow it up, but Hirales walked through it, no problem.
Looking quite sharp in a chess match kind of affair so far, Frampton.
I mean, this is fine, this is an important night for him. Don't want to see 12 rounds of this, obviously. I mean, if he wants to become an attraction, then you have to have a fan-pleasing style. But the main thing is get a couple of rounds into the bank. Just becoming a little bit messy up close. Howard Foster, little lecture there.
Nice! Step, step, step! Step, step, step! Out of the line, Carl! Keep stepping out the line!
Cagey stuff, complaint about use of the head there from the Mexican. Howard Foster, the referee, not too interested in that. Out of range with 3 shots there as he tried to get the combinations going. Again, he's complaining that Frampton's a bit free with the head.
See, he stands a little bit taller, so when the heads come together, he's coming off second best. But it's as much his fault as Frampton. I mean, there's nothing cynical about what's happening. The heads are just coming together. He's the one lunging in, remember.
That's it. Now attack, come on. Now attack. First shot. Again, go, again.
As it starts to just catch fire a little here, this one in the second round after a quiet opening.
Okay, now do we get him too careless and dropping that hand too low? Let's snap it out. And get off the straight line, get up the stand right, punch, 1, 2, and move that head, hand up, snap it out. Yeah. Double the job and right hand right round the back that you've been practicing on. All right?
That's the experienced Jerry Story, who's worked with hundreds of Irish fighters in the corner there with Frampton.
You know, Frampton landed a beautiful right hand, and you can see he was about to follow up. He thought that punch should have hurt Hirales, but no, Hirales comes through it, lands his own right hand, so he's tough enough. Frampton, I think, knows where he's in for tonight.
Third round. Frampton in the red trunks, won 114 out of 125 in the amateurs. Watch the head work, says Howard Foster. I think he takes your view, Jim, that they were kind of equally to blame, whereas Hirales is trying to point the finger at Frampton.
Frampton's still trying to be cute. I imagine they'll be doing that for the first 2 or 3 rounds. Can't blame them. This is an important night. But sooner or later we want to see some exchanges, some combinations. Maybe this is them coming now.
He's at that stage, Frampton, where it's not important for him not only to win, but to do it with a bit of style and to attract a few headlines. That's the way the business is. Very conscious that the bill tonight is being beamed to 20 countries around the world, so it's a little showcase for him.
I think he's still frustrating Hirales. You can see that look in Hirales' face, you know. Just wants to, he's saying to himself, just stay at peace till I get this right hand home. You can see that look in his face, frustration, just can't get the punches off right.
Which is quite clever. Good shot. Yeah, lovely shot. Put him off balance more than anything.
More balance, but again, shows he can come through those.
He's being smart here and showing a good boxing brain, I think. Frampton, he'll need that on the way through. Maybe not quite what Hirales was expecting. He's just outthinking him slightly at the moment, Frampton.
Yeah, it's clever stuff from Frampton. He's not wasting anything. No, the right hand lead's working well, not taking any chances. Just maybe a little bit tense. Maybe just needs to relax into this a little bit more.
That's a lovely countering left hand. Again, just sort of a little trap maybe for Hirales, who does look as if he's aching to have an argument but can't have one. Can't find anyone to have a row with.
Yeah, and as I've said already, when a fighter is frustrated, that's when the mistakes come.
Bit better from the Mexican there, though, wasn't it? Did start to find the target. Slowly you get the feeling this one warming up. What's it all leading to?
So Frampton wants the knuckle part of the glove getting home a bit more. A couple of cutting punches we got from him there, but still nice and cagey. No mistakes coming from him.
Credit to the promoters and McGuigan for coming out with this fight. It's an interesting crossroads fight.
Welcome back to the Capital FM Arena for the vacant Intercontinental Super Bantamweight title fight between the Ulsterman Carl Frampton and the undefeated Mexican Raul Hirales. We join your commentators, Ian Dark and Jim Watt.
The Belfast man in the red trunks, remember, calls himself the Jackal.
Hirales has to find a way to drag him in to a tear up. That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah, you get the impression it isn't quite the fight that Hirales was expecting.
I don't think being Mexican he actually calls this a fight, Ian, no. To be honest. I think he thinks he's playing chess at the moment and he's never done it before. But he's been frustrated. And I'm not too displeased about that.
Didn't get there with those shots, Frampton.
Trying the uppercut there, Hirales. At least has the experience to know he has to try something else here.
The draw on the record of Hirales is against a fellow called Fernando Vargas, not to be confused with the famous fighter of that name. This one's a bit more of a modest operator with 21 wins and 4 defeats on his card.
He's becoming a little bit untidy, which surprises me. I mean, I thought this was an opponent that Frampton really would have looked good against. It would have suited him because of the aggression. Hirales doing a little bit better in this round.
Frampton looking to get a little bit closer, fight in the zone. Hirales might like that. Good body shot in there from Frampton. Just a suspicion he's just getting the better of the argument in each session, but not in any major way.
But this is a pretty close round. Some good body shots at Frampton, as you see here, guilty of grabbing up close. I thought up close was where he would do some damage.
He's boxing very respectfully, isn't he, this guy?
Yeah, but well, I've always admired the way he thinks his way around, and that's good work. That's what we want to see. Cagey stuff, but fighting little bursts, let some punches go, eye-catching shots. Just get the crowd more involved in this one.
Did have quite a hard fight, didn't he? A learning fight with Robbie Turley last June. Frampton on the way through. Welcome back. They've just been working a little bit on the eye of Carl Frampton, the left eye. I don't think there's a real problem there, but they're dabbing away and they're doing something, Jim.
You know, that's the toughest round there, so Hirales, they managed to cause a little bit of damage. But again, I thought the better punches did come from Frampton. I'd like to see him just change the overall attitude of what he's doing here now. Just a bit more venom in his work.
Fifth round. Boxing largely on the back foot so far, by choice. Frampton presenting the mobile target, lateral movement, digs in a little shot to the body, then away again. It's all a dastardly plot to prevent Hirales fighting his fight.
In the movement again, frustrating Hirales.
Again, he's finding Hirales that Frampton is not there. Frampton choosing to engage when he wants to. Gets in a little shot, then gets away again. This time, Hirales can't trap him against the ropes either. The Mexican, you can see it in his face. You're right, Jim. He's just very frustrated by this.
Yeah, but I don't reckon he's ever been in a battle like this before, probably. I mean, he's used to people, you know, tearing lumps out of each other. He's turning to southpaw now to see if that will do anything for him. Just looking a bit confused. I mean, Frampton is certainly not dominating the action, but he's, you know, he's nicking the points, frustrating an opponent. But this is a huge stage. Maybe I'm beginning to think now about his marketing himself.
That's
we need a little bit more oomph, as they say.
Well, that was the thing when Barry was coming through in the King's Hall. They were always dramatic, exciting, wild kind of nights. But Frampton, I think, is taking the view he's got to get the W on the record here. He's in with an unbeaten fighter. He's respectful of that. This is the best work.
A couple of good punches there.
He may be just keeping the powder dry for later as well, Frampton. Let's see.
1, 2, straight down, quick. There we go.
Well, to his credit, Hirales hasn't become wild and done silly things. He's still trying to do it in a proper manner, a proper controlled boxing manner, but it's not working for him. So it's not as though he's going to be blowing himself. You know, he's not running out of steam or anything. But I think that we expected a few more fireworks here, just falling over each other. I mean, that's... I mean, to add to the kind of untidiness of some of the action, that's the last thing we needed.
An unedifying spectacle at the end of the round. Let's get an alternative view here. We've got all kinds of stars here tonight. One of them's Amir Khan, and he's with Adam Smith.
Yeah, thanks, Ian. It's an interesting battle of the unbeatens, this. It's not all one-way traffic for Frampton.
It's not, you know, you see Hirales now coming forward stronger, and I think Frampton now needs to work the body a little bit more, slow Hirales down a little bit so he can get them shots going. And I think he's throwing a lot of single shots as Frampton. He needs to throw a few more combinations, go to the body and hit the angles. Well, he's doing great at the moment. I've got him winning at the moment, but Hirales is coming stronger. It'll
be very interesting to see how it develops round by round. Neither have gone 12, and he looks like he's not going anywhere, Hirales.
No, Hirales is going to be there till the end. I mean, the Mexicans are tough, and you see Frampton has to just stay nice and focused all throughout the fight. They've both been the distance 10 rounds before, but this is a 12-round fight, so it's going to be a tough one for both of them.
It is tough, Ian. I guess it's whether he can make a statement, Frampton, now with this big arena.
Yeah, that's right. They want to put on a show. Thanks, Adam and Damir.
You can't go backwards. Double down right hook, Carl. Double down right hook. Nice shot.
Right hand from Frampton in the red trunks here. Probably winning the fight so far. Hirales hasn't really been able to get going in the way he would have wanted to. It's been a slow burner, and that might be a kind description.
Yeah, I just think he's nicking the rounds with the better boxing, you know, picking nice punches, not taking too much in return. There's bounced for another right hand off Hirales to no effect. So maybe that's one of the problems. Maybe he doesn't feel there's the power to discourage this fellow. But I'd like to hear the crowd getting a bit more involved in this. It's just a little bit too technical, I'm feeling.
Bit of blood around the cheek there was of Frampton. Maybe that's what the corner were worried about a couple of rounds ago. It's nothing much, really. Just dabbed away at that.
Yeah, I'll go along with Amir. I think some combinations would be appreciated from Frampton. He can land the single shots, so start putting them together. Just a little bit more commitment. Commit himself a little bit more to what he's doing. Just again picking single counters there as Hirales comes forward. That's it. That's what we're looking for. That's better.
Little right over the top from Frampton. The body shot, or attempted body shot anyway, from Hirales. Doesn't look to have the speed really to solve the problem. Otherwise he might be able to cut off Frampton around the corners. And the right hand that time. Exchange punches close in. That's a bit more like it.
I mean, it does have good technique, Frampton. You know, good movement. It's just a different fight from what I expected. Hirales backing off there and looking across to the referee. Maybe see, can you get this fella to get involved in a fight a bit more?
Yeah, because he'll have that Latino temperament, all right. Again, Frampton picking the shot. Single shots, most of them, then away again. Not many combinations, which we've seen from him in the past.
Angles, come back this side.
Hirales not even letting the punches go now, as the frustration tactics are beginning to make him heavy-legged now, as losing the ambitions. You're thinking he's never going to get his punches home here. But there's a kind of dip in his work rate and his ambition.
Frampton looks like the fighter who might have other gears to go to, doesn't he? I think he's winning this at the moment, not in a spectacular way. This is the 7th round of this one, this IBF Intercontinental title fight in the ring at the moment, with Carl Frampton in the red trunks. But he's done it in a conservative way so far. His corner would say an intelligent way. This is obviously the plan they've worked on for this.
Yeah, well, when a title's on the line and a future's on the line, the W at the end of the night is the important thing. But this is a huge stage for him, remember. So his corner are calling him as though they want him to raise the pace, get a little bit more involved.
The fact is, though, I'm a little critical because there's not the spectacular drama, but in a way here, he's stopping the other fella from getting into the fight at all, Hirales.
Yeah, he's done that from the first bell, frustrated him right from the off. So, I mean, if Hirales starts losing interest in it, then we're in big trouble. Nice little body shot is there.
Yeah. At a much, much higher level, of course, Bernard Hopkins made a career out of doing this kind of thing.
Yeah, that is the truth.
Sometimes it's justified, but he's at the stage, Frampton, where he does need to be making headlines and winning big reviews, and he might do that switch hitting there, growing in confidence, and another very cleverly planted shot, then away again, not the combination.
The thing is, Ian, if you want to start topping bills, that's what you have to think about in your performance. I mean, this is lovely stuff, lovely technique, you know, little tricks here and there, drawing Hirales into things, drawing mistakes, doing the whole shooting match. But a little bit more. Now, this is better. That's what we want to see, some combinations, much better.
Got a confident look about him. And again, tried to apply pressure and couldn't hardly land a punch, Hirales. And the more that kind of thing goes on, the more likely the Mexican is, I think, to make mistakes, which Frampton might punish him for.
Yep, still boxing beautifully. Still keeping his concentration, his defences, his tactics, his boxing, keeping everything together.
Showing a boxing brain, all right, and of course Carl Froch will need that later on. His trainer, Robert McCracken, is backstage now with Ed Robinson.
Well, Rob, how's Carl looking?
Yeah, he's looking fine. He's nice and relaxed. We've got about 40 minutes before fight time, so just getting into his warm-up pattern.
How does he win the fight? Does he have to come forward and pressurise Bute?
Yeah, I think he has to smartly pressure Bute. I think you've seen a lot of Bute's fight end when boxers rush in or fall in kind of, and he catches him with that straight left-hander uppercut. Carl's got to be smartly pressure him. Bit of side-to-side stuff, but he's got to be tenacious tonight. He's got to turn it into a fight.
Thank you, Rob.
Interesting there. Robert McCracken, who is a pretty smart fighter himself, finding out of Birmingham. He's got to be tenacious.
You only can do upper speed, right? You can only do upper speed.
He's shown a lot of boxing intelligence, Frampton, isn't he?
Yeah, he's boxing beautifully. You can't fault his boxing. You can't fault the performance at all. He's taken next to nothing as far as solid punches are concerned. Getting his own shots off, good body shots, good movement. It's maybe just not the fight we expected. Good jab there from him.
But what he's showing is he can fight in a different way if he wants to. Again, finds the right hands.
See, I think Frampton's used to landing punches that hurt opponents and stop them in their tracks, and that's not happening tonight. Nothing that he's done has discouraged this fellow in the slightest, and now he's maybe a bit dangerous with the head. That's another sign of frustration if you start bringing the head into things.
You were saying it's a little crossroads fight between two unbeaten fighters. Frampton 13-0 with 9 inside schedule. Hirales 16 with 1 draw, no defeats.
I'm surprised he hasn't used the jab more often, because the 2 times he's just speared that straight left jab has landed. Could maybe build things up around that.
He's making Hirales look pretty ordinary, isn't he, here?
Yeah, but he just has him totally confused. This is nothing like what Hirales expected when he arrived here.
Sliding around the ropes, carrying on with the game plan. And landing a good shot, the right hand there from Frampton. He was going backwards when he landed it as well.
And that's exactly the kind of punch that Frampton is used to stopping people in their tracks with, and this fellow's just walked straight through it. That was a lovely punch.
Yeah, I think he's tough, all right. Hirales looking to cut off the corner now. Frampton's having none of that. Comes out. He's the one that lands the punch that matters. Then he gets away again. It's cute, this, from the Belfast man.
Yeah, you can't fault it as a boxing performance. It's terrific. Concentration, everything. Taking nothing, defensively good, the movement's good, the punches are letting go are good. Just again, it's just not the type of action we'd envisaged when the match was made.
Again, fast left hand. And before Hirales can do anything by way of answering that, away Frampton goes. The Mexican did land with a right hand in there, though. One or two appreciative rounds of applause. I think that the crowd are warming to what Frampton is doing there. They can see he does have lots and lots of class.
Yeah, you can't fault him for the way he's boxed.
Hey, listen. Center rings here.
See, they want him to take the centre of the ring. I hear them saying in the corner. But that's the story of the fight. Hirales doing everything he can, but missing with the punches. And Frampton nailing him with the counter. That was a big right hand he landed to no effect.
Everything's working to plan here.
That was it.
Well, you heard them saying that everything's working to plan. What they mustn't get upset about is when the people write the reports of the fight, they're not going to be going, oh, wow, it's fantastic. I mean, it's not a Barry McGuigan-style fight night, circa, when was it, early 1980s.
Well, that's what I mean when I say if you want Frampton to be topping bills anytime soon, then we need to see something different. This is lovely, it's controlled, can't fault it, but something different.
But you wouldn't want him doing this every time.
No, exactly.
Step back 1, 2, go on, step back 1, 2.
Body shot exchange between the pair of them. They're volleying away almost with clusters.
Now, this is what we wanted to see, you know, up close, exchanging punches, body shots, hooks to the head.
Frampton has won 3 Commonwealth title fights. He won the title from Mark Kwan of Australia. Found a great right hand to finish off Chris Hughes in the 7th. And then outclassed the Ghanaian Prosper Ankara in a couple of rounds. Ankara was pretty poor, to be honest with you.
They've both been walking at the heads, yeah,
a bit of blood for Frampton by the right eye. And that might be his only real concern, I'd say, at this stage. Because the suspicion here is, although it's not dramatic or spectacular, he's putting the rounds in the bank all the time.
Yep, and you have to get the win. That is the important thing here. One of these undefeated young men will stay that way, and that's the most important thing. Not much quality in this round, I'm afraid.
It's quite messy. The IBF champion, incidentally, is South Africa's Anthony Matebula. He would be the guy that maybe they'd be looking at down the road for a world title fight, but that's some way away, I'd say. It's only the 14th pro fight for Frampton. There's more learning to do yet. Matebula might be the most beatable of the world champions at this weight.
Well, he's shown me again tonight that he can think his way around a fight. You know, he can stick with a plan, he can make it work. He still has all the tools, good technique.
fitness become a factor in here? He's covered a lot of ground in there. He's almost run a marathon, Carl Frampton. The way he's chosen to do this, it's worked. But Hirales maybe find him slowing down later on.
Welcome back to Pro Box here at the Capital FM Arena in Nottingham, where we're heading into the 10th round of this super bantamweight clash. Can the Belfast Wonder Kid take home a new title, or will the 28-year-old Mexican boxer prevail? Commentary comes from Ian Dark and Jim Watt.
Frampton dabbing away with the jab rather than snapping it out.
Yeah, but at least he's using the jab. I'm been surprised that we haven't seen much of that throughout the rounds. I mean, that can also frustrate an opponent. I mean, this fellow marches straight forward every second of every round, so the jab is the key punch. Stop him in his tracks, then bring in the combinations.
Good body shots in there. Little left hook back in that exchange from Hirales. Close in. He's looked a bit one-dimensional. Little disappointing for me, Hirales. I thought he'd be better than this.
Well, this is pretty much what I expected. I knew he wasn't hard to hit. I knew he was tough enough to come through the punches. But I thought he'd have more of a technique. But I think a lot of that, I think you can put Hirales in with a different fighter and have the fight of the night. But Carl Frampton has always been a move ahead of him. Again, scrappy action in this round.
It's the fight, unfortunately for Frampton, although I think the connoisseurs will appreciate his boxing skills and his ability to do things in a different way than usual. It hasn't got that wow factor, has it?
He landed a good right hand here, it landed high in the head. I don't know if that just had a little effect. The chin's strong enough, but just caught him in the temple there.
What would be impressive if, having done all this, Frampton was to take Hirales out with something, having softened him up. He might be looking to do that late on as well. Cuts there by the right eye for Frampton, but it's no trouble. There's no real
body shot, I think Frampton took there.
He just had to suck that one up, didn't he, I think? Coming up towards the end of round 10. There'll be 2 rounds after this one. A bit more action at close quarters, but it's been on the messy side, really, Jim, hasn't it?
Yeah, the last few rounds, unfortunately, I thought maybe as it warmed up, the punching when he's told to break. I wonder this will be a point. No.
Stop boxing and break. You must do it straight away. Do you understand? Listen to me. Do it straight away. No more chances.
I'm not sure how good Hirales' English is, but I think he's got the idea there. He punched after the referee had said break. Naughty.
Yeah, full-blooded shot too.
So, okay, 10 rounds gone. Let's get another view again from Amir Khan. See how he's seeing things with Adam.
Yeah, thanks very much, Ian. Amir said to me after just, I think, about 30 seconds that this was going to be a really hard night for Carl Frampton, and it's proving that way.
It is, you know, you see Hirales is coming stronger now, and you can see him getting a little bit dirty now, getting frustrated. Frampton still has to stick to his boxing because now he's in the championship rounds. 10 rounds have passed. The last 2 rounds are like the championship rounds. They both look tired. It's all about the boxing skills. He needs to stick to his game plan. Frampton needs to use that jab a little bit more, use the body shots a little bit more, go under the shots instead of moving side to side. And I really think he's a bit too static at times. He needs to move a little bit more.
It's been a bit messy. He's had the cut. He just needs a sort of smoother finish, doesn't he? Neither fighter gone beyond 10.
Exactly, both. They've never been past 10 rounds, but I think Frampton needs to just compose himself a little bit more, calm down a little bit, relax a little bit, and use that jab.
And get the victory.
And get the victory, exactly. 2 rounds left.
Thanks, Amir.
So Carl Frampton comes out for the first 11th round of his career. And the referee wanting a Little word with him about keep it clean, basically, is what he's saying. Bits of work with the head, a little bit of pulling down, which he didn't like. I wonder what the judges are making of Frampton's tactics in this fight, Jim.
I just think he's nullified Hirales all the way through. Hirales, nice little exchanges of punches just at the start of this round. This is more like the action I was expecting to see. I just feel Frampton's going to, move ahead. A lot of single punch stuff. But, I mean, very seldom have we seen Hirales knocking Frampton's head back with punches or landing really clean shots. Doing it just as I'm speaking.
This is a bit different now, isn't it? Toe-to-toe, swapping body punches and headshots. This is more up Hirales' street, maybe more what he was expecting from the beginning. Frampton showing his strength, just pushed Hirales back a bit there, but the Mexican comes on strong, starts to believe. Lovely left hand there from Frampton, and a right too. Now he's putting them together. Look at this, starting to show the class, and that's got the crowd going a little bit more.
Yeah, that's what we want to see, him responding to what Hirales is trying to do. Meet him head on, as opposed to just moving off all the while.
Well, I think one thing he's shown tonight, Frampton, is he can outthink you as well.
Yeah, but I've always been
for various promotional reasons.
Bit of work from Hirales in this round, but can't sustain it.
Combinations, ends with a lovely body shot and another one, then a head punch with the right hand. Good stuff here from Frampton. This is more like what we're used to seeing from him, and he looks a bit, he's just sagging a little bit, Hirales, to me, after that attack. Head and body, then another one to the body.
Yeah, the quality is certainly coming from Frampton here. Bit of a drive from Hirales earlier on in the round. But unusually Frampton met fire with fire that time.
Now it's as if he's almost saying to Hirales, if you want me to stand toe-to-toe with you, I can do that as well and win like that. Good stuff, I thought, from Frampton there.
Gracias. Abre la boca.
Last round, yeah. Last round.
Yeah, some lovely work when he switched it on, Frampton. Just he's two different fighters. Sometimes he's cagey, and other times he just gets switched on, lets the punches flow, and he hurt Hirales to the body in that round and also to the head. Yeah, some good work in that round from him. Didn't see 3 minutes of it, but probably enough just to nick yet another round.
Got his feet up there in the corner, Hirales, and looks very tired suddenly. Final round of this one. Touch gloves. IBF Intercontinental title on the line, maybe a top 10 ranking for the winner, maybe the start of something big. We think Frampton's in a very useful lead here, but there's no telling how the judges, one from Canada, one from the United States, and Britain's Mickey Van, will be scoring this.
Yeah, Hirales has come forward in every round, which might impress someone, but for me, the quality punching, the accuracy has been from Frampton. And every little bit of success that Hirales has had, Frampton's come back with something at least as good, if not better.
I think he's shown in the last 3 rounds to the crowd what all the fuss is about with Frampton, because he's put some punches together in a very impressive way, in bunches. Looks a cut above this guy to me.
Yeah, just too clever for him, you know, just didn't let him do whatever it is he's good at. We didn't find out tonight, did we? Because Frampton didn't allow him to put it on display, just seemed to keep him under control. The constant movement, the little feints, the frustrations. I mean, it's a lovely job he's done. I don't know if the judges will be impressed with the aggression of Hirales, but for me, he was always a step behind Frampton.
Again, at a much higher level, it's the attitude Lennox Lewis often took into his title defences. Don't give the other guy a chance he doesn't have.
Yep, well, that's good thinking if you want a long career. Hirales is doing better here.
He didn't always win plaudits for that attitude with the United States writers, it should be said, in particular. Much sharper, Frampton, more accurate. Basically frustrated and one-dimensional Hirales here, and I think heading for his first defeat, unless the judges are seeing something we're not.
Well, he's giving as good as he's getting in the last round here. Maybe Frampton feels the job is done.
Breathing heavily now, the Mexican. Oh, another right hand. And that really summed it up. His hand speed and precision there was too much.
And he still looks very strong, Frampton, doesn't he? Still looks as though he has plenty left in the tank.
Gone in with the attitude that he probably wasn't going to be able to stop this fellow. So they came up with a plan. Not a plan to get the crowd on the edge of their seats, it should be said, but a plan that looks like working.
Yeah, I think he found pretty early that Hirales could take the power. So they knew it was going to go to 12. So made sure that they didn't.
Mutual respect as ever between the fighters at the end. Well, nearly always anyway. Somebody's unbeaten record has to go. For me, Frampton won that pretty wide.
Yeah, I think he was always, you know, one step ahead. I mean, the quality that we did see came from Frampton. I mean, we did never at any time did we see Frampton's head been knocked back by punches like this. But several times throughout the 12 rounds, we were seeing that from Hirales. But just too cute all the way through. Maybe not the action that we expected to see when the match was made with Carl Frampton, our little pocket bulldog, and a Mexican, but an excellent performance.
Punches thrown, 493 by Frampton, over 100 more than Hirales. And landed, well, nearly 100 more. That's what the stats say. Success rate twice as good for Frampton than the Mexican. Headshots way more, body shots way more as well. So the stats say Frampton, and I think the scorecards are going to say the same, aren't they, Jim?
Yeah.
Benoit Roussel from Canada, Mickey Van from England, Steve Weisfeld from the United States. They'll be the three judges scoring this.
Yeah, well, I've been shocked in the past with some decisions, but I don't expect to be shocked by this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of championship boxing, the judges' scorecards read. Judge Benoit Roussel scores the contest 120-108, Mickey Van 119-109, and Steve Weisfeld 119-109, and all three judges are in favour of the winner. And the new IBF Intercontinental Super Bantamweight champion from Belfast, Northern Ireland, is the Jackal, Carl Frampton. And now to present the championship belt, would you please welcome Lindsay Tucker.
A very professional and mature performance from Belfast's Carl Frampton. He's ringside talking to Ed Smith.
Carl Frampton, 14th straight win, and your toughest night to date?
Easily the toughest, but, you know, as the scorecard said, only on a couple of judges I lost one round. I thought I boxed the best I've ever boxed as a pro. He hit me a few times, he hit me with his head a lot. I hit him loads clean, he stayed up. Great fighter, great warrior, but, you know, I'm starting to prove that I'm a real deal.
You wanted this step up, didn't you? Raul Hirales, unbeaten Mexican, who came to win. He's got a big promotional deal back home. This is what it's all about, isn't it?
He came to win. He had a high ranking than me in the IBF, and he came to keep that ranking and improve on it. But for all these guys that say, what's Frampton going to do when someone pushes him back? There's the answer. I can do anything, go forward, go back, so give me what you got.
Barry McGuigan, you've been a nervous wreck all week. Bit happier now?
It's hard not to be, Adam. You know me better than most. Yeah, I'm nervous and I'm a bit hoarse after shouting, so I'm going to have to go up and join. I'm going to join Glenn and Johnny up there, so I'll be a bit hoarse. But it was a great display. He showed he could box on the retreat as well as coming forward. It was a very tough, genuinely very, very determined kid who was telling everybody all week that he was going to win this fight. So, we stepped up to the money and we showed what he can do. This kid's a world-class fighter. World class.
Absolutely, Eddie. You looked at me at the weigh-in when we saw Raul Hirales and you thought, oh, I wonder if I made a bit of a mistake here.
Yeah, you often wonder when they come over from Mexico, but a great performance, Carl. Perfect opponent. We wanted to make our way up our world rankings. We're going to be rated now by the IBF. And that was a perfect opponent in step-up and preparation for a big fight in September. We want to get Kiko Martinez. He's back in Belfast now. He's had 3 fights on the road. We want to keep him out fighting 5 or 6 times a year. That was a perfect fight, a learning fight for Carl Frampton. And Kiko Martinez will be next.
If that's what you want, Kiko Martinez next, and then moving onwards and upwards.
Onwards and upwards, and I'm in the top 10 in the IBF now, so we can start planning the route to the world title. But Kiko will be a great step forward before the world title.
Well done tonight. Thanks, Carl.